Well. This game was a pleasant surprise. When I bought Dishonored for $3 along with a bunch of other games that were on sale, I thought it was a AAA game that was okay when it came out back on the PS3 and Xbox 360 era of story stealth games. I was wrong, oh so wrong. This game is one of the best stealth games I have ever played. The story and gameplay tie together this grim steampunk adventure. To give some background about what this video is. This is a loose review of this game. I have played throughout the game and story DLC. All in all, it took me upwards of 15 hours to do this. I did far from everything this game has to offer. I only played throughout the game once, not looking into every corner or collecting any upgrades in some levels because of my own impatience. That I'm trying to say I did the part I was interested in. The main story and all side quests, collecting most runes and some bone charms. This is my opinion of the game and I want to provide my thoughts and criticism on this game. I don't want to give it a score. I don't believe in scores on video games. That's a topic for other videos. Disclaimer. I don't think my opinion is any more important than the Steam review that says game. First, let's talk about the story. I found the story to be very interesting. The level design pulls you into the steampunk world with a rat plague ravaging the city. I do wish there were more NPCs. The DLC improved on this with passive NPC and vendors. In the main game I only encountered one NPC that was not a story or side mission. The art style helps the game stand up to outdated graphics by choosing a style that looks good but does not require too much power. The game can get a little slow toward the middle of the story, but I think that was due to my excitement to see what happens next. I wanted to see the ending right then. I did not, and am glad I did not ruin the experience. The story can change depending on the choices you make. If you chose to kill people, more rats and weepers will spawn and the story will end negatively. Knocking people out and not killing people makes the story end happily. This makes sense sometimes depending on the person you are playing as. In the DLC this makes no sense. The person you play would have no worries killing. It would make no sense for him not to kill. So it doesn't make sense when you break character to get the good ending that is tied to low kills. But this is a minor complaint and really the only big one I have with the game. The DLC in my opinion is just as good as the main game and should be played. It feels like part 2 of the game and you would be missing out if you did not play them. If you're not in it for the story, then there is a solid stealth game in it for you. I will say that this game handles play your own way very well. There are lots of upgrades to the Corvo. You can take the game all stealth or guns blazing or a mix of both, and while most games do this, this game has the best version I've seen. There are upgrades that affect players and their abilities, and there are minor upgrades that improve you slightly. They are hidden around each level, but don't worry, you have a tool to locate where they are. By collecting them all you can build a custom playstyle. The game doesn't waste time on rebounds per game elements like buying and upgrading gear. It just uses natural downtime in game to offer you a chance to. The upgrades aren't required to beat the game. The main abilities aren't even mandatory besides the ability to teleport. So if you feel like going from start to finish not upgrading or worrying about runes you can. The animations for kills feel nice, and are brutal. There is only one knockout animation and it takes a long time to finish even after the prompt for the button disappears after you hold it. The hand-to-hand combat is simple, fast, and fun. Guns and gadgets spice things up. Though I believe where the gameplay shines is the multitude of ways to complete a mission. For example, in a mission you can frame a political leader instead of killing him, which leads to an encounter later in the game where he mentioned several times. The levels are massive when you remember how old this game is. This game has aged well in that respect. The levels are big but not massive to the point where they feel empty. Arcan took painstaking measures to make sure that each level has 2 or more different ways of completing them. There is some environmental storytelling if you like that on top of the story. There are lots of lore books and notes that you can read. The city looks beautiful even by 2020 standards. The game's art style helps set the moody tone of a gray steampunk vibe. The game is very polished, all the movement felt good and smooth. I got stuck in the floor only one time due to using the teleport. However, you should use the save feature for yourself and save often. I found myself safe just in case some BS with the AI happened, or I made a dumb mistake. The AI rarely messed up, and when it did I reload a save and it was fine. Overall, this is a very good game. I really enjoyed my time in this game, and there are still things I could go back and do differently. I have some minor issues with the game. When the game rewards you for acting out of character, they set the rules for. However, I still really like it. I got it for $3 on sale. That's insane for what you are getting. To think this game was $60 plus DLC to get it for $3 and it isn't a bad game is awesome. The complete edition goes for about $10 normally, which is still an agreeable price. If the game came out now for $60 I would say that it's a little overpriced. Overall, this is one sick-ass game. I would recommend this game to anyone interested in stealth games.